I never thought I'd be one of those women. The kind you hear about in whispered stories, left behind, forgotten, discarded like yesterday's plans. But I was. My name's Natalie. I was just 27 when I gave up everything for a man I thought I knew, Michael. He was charming, generous, a few years older, and made me feel like the most important woman on earth. We met through friends, quickly fell into a whirlwind romance, and before I knew it, he asked me to move with him to Italy for his work. It sounded like a dream. Florence, wine, love. What could go wrong? Everything. At first, things were beautiful. But soon after we arrived, I noticed small shifts. Michael started working late. He became cold, distant. I'd ask him what was wrong, and he'd brush me off or say I was being too emotional. It was like I was living with a stranger. Then one morning, I woke up to an empty apartment. No note. No text. No Michael. Just silence, and the gut-wrenching realization that he was gone. I panicked. I called his phone, disconnected. Reached out to his family, they claimed they hadn't heard from him in weeks. I was stuck in a foreign country, with no job, no support system, and no clue what I had done to deserve this. And then the real bombshell hit. I was pregnant. I sat on the bathroom floor with the test in my shaking hands, my whole body trembling. How could he? How could he leave me without a word, knowing I had no one here? No family. No friends. Nothing. The days blurred. I cried myself to sleep. I begged the universe for answers. I thought about going back home, but shame wrapped itself around me like a second skin. What would people say? That I was stupid? Gullible? That I should have known? But then something inside me shifted. I wasn't going to let Michael, or this heartbreak, define me. I found a job waitressing at a small cafe. The owner, Lucia, was kind, and she reminded me of what grace looks like during hard times. Slowly, day by day, I saved money, found a tiny apartment, and started attending Italian classes. I was building a life from scratch, with a baby on the way. The pregnancy was tough. I was alone in every appointment. No one held my hand during the ultrasounds. No one brought me ginger tea when the nausea hit. But I kept going. Because this child? He wasn't a mistake. He was my miracle. The day my son was born, I named him Luca. Holding him for the first time, I felt something crack open in me, not pain, not sadness, his power. I had survived. I had created life from a place of abandonment. And I wasn't broken anymore. Years passed. I became fluent in Italian. Took online courses. Built a small freelance business helping expats navigate legal paperwork. My name spread. I wasn't just surviving anymore, I was thriving. And then, one afternoon, as I picked Luca up from preschool, I saw him. Michael. Standing across the street. Looking exactly the same, but somehow smaller. He didn't expect me to look like this, confident, radiant, in control. He crossed the road, unsure, his voice trembling. Natalie? I didn't flinch. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. Michael, I said calmly, you're 5 years too late. He had the audacity to ask if Luca was his. I looked him straight in the eyes. Luca is mine. You made your choice. Now live with it. He begged to talk. Said he panicked back then. That he was dealing with stuff. That he thought I'd be better off without him. lies coated in shame. But I wasn't interested in explanations. I had built a world where he was a shadow, not a foundation. That night, I tucked Luca into bed, kissed his forehead, and smiled. Not because I'd gotten revenge, but because I'd found something so much deeper, peace. If you've ever been left to pick up the pieces someone else shattered, hit that like button. Share this video if you know someone who needs to hear this. And subscribe for more powerful stories of survival, growth, and redemption.